What if your own body betrayed you, forced you to move, forced you to dance, until your heart gave out? No music, no control, no way to stop. And the worst part? This actually happened. In the summer of 1518 in Strasbourg, hundreds of people began dancing uncontrollably. Some didn't survive, and even today, no one can fully explain why. This is the story of the dancing plague of 1518. Before the dancing started, life was already falling apart. Strasbourg wasn't peaceful, it was tense. Famine had tightened its grip, food was scarce, people were starving, disease spread easily, illness was common, death wasn't rare. And when people live like that for long enough, something inside them starts to break. Stress builds, fear spreads, hope disappears. People weren't just struggling physically, they were mentally exhausted. And that matters, because what happened next didn't start with a crowd. It started with just one person. Her name was Frau Trophäa. One day, in July 1518, she walked into the street and began to dance. No music, no celebration, just movement. At first, people didn't panic. Maybe she was celebrating. Maybe she had lost her mind, but then she didn't stop. Hours passed. She kept moving. Day turned into night. And she was still dancing. No rhythm, no pattern, no sign of stopping. Just constant, uncontrollable motion. Now imagine watching that, not for seconds, for hours, then days. Because what people didn't realize was that this wasn't just one woman losing control. It was the beginning of something far worse. Within days, others began to dance. Not because they wanted to, because they couldn't stop themselves. It started small, 2 people, then 5, then 10, then 20, and then it exploded. Dozens became hundreds, over 400 people, all dancing, men, women, children, all moving endlessly. No music, no joy, just bodies, in motion. And something felt wrong. Very wrong. This wasn't dancing, this was suffering. People screamed while they moved. Some cried. Others begged for help. But their bodies wouldn't listen. Witnesses described people collapsing, only to get back up and continue dancing. Their feet began to bleed, their muscles tore, their faces showed fear, not happiness. Now stop and think about that. Your body, ignoring your commands, moving, even when you're in pain, even when you're exhausted, even when you're begging it to stop. And then it got worse. People didn't just collapse anymore. Some danced until they died. Reports began to spread. Heart attacks, strokes, complete exhaustion, bodies giving out under the strain. Imagine dancing non-stop in the summer heat with no rest, no food, no control. Eventually, the body shuts down. Families watched helplessly. Parents, children, friends, all trapped in their own bodies, dancing against their will. The city was in chaos. People were terrified because no one understood what was happening. So they turned to the only people they thought could explain it, the doctors. But what they decided next made everything worse. At the time, medicine was limited. Doctors believed the cause was something called overheated blood, and their solution? Let them dance it out. Yes, they thought the cure was more dancing, so the city did something unbelievable. They built wooden stages, they cleared spaces, they even hired musicians. Music for people who were already unable to stop dancing. Think about that. People were collapsing from exhaustion, and the solution was to push them further. And just like that, it spread even faster. More people joined. The dancing intensified. What started as confusion turned into a full-scale crisis. The city had accidentally made it worse. Eventually, they realized their mistake. The music stopped. The stages were shut down, and in desperation, they turned to religion. Dancers were taken to shrines. They were prayed over. They were given special shoes believed to have healing power. Some believed this was punishment from God. Others thought it was the work of a cursed saint. Fear had taken over logic. Slowly, the dancing began to fade, not because people were cured, but because their bodies couldn't continue. After weeks of chaos, it ended. The streets went quiet again, but something had changed, because no one could explain what had just happened. Even today, there's no clear answer. One theory is mass hysteria, a psychological reaction to extreme stress. Think about it. Famine, disease, fear. People pushed to their breaking point. Their minds overwhelmed. Their bodies responding. But there's another theory. Poisoning, specifically from a fungus called ergot, found in contaminated grain. It can cause hallucinations, spasms, strange behavior. But here's the problem. Ergot poisoning usually weakens the body quickly. It doesn't make people dance for days, so neither explanation fits perfectly. And that's what makes this so unsettling. Hundreds of people lost control of their own bodies. Some danced until they collapsed, some until they died. No clear cause, no clear cure. Just one of the strangest events in human history. And here's the question that still remains. Was it all in their minds? Was it something physical? Or something we still don't understand? Because if something like this could happen once, who's to say it couldn't happen again? If you want more stories where history gets darker the deeper you look, subscribe, because some mysteries don't stay buried.